How's it going, everybody? We got a very important video for you today because we just experienced the Screeching Halt to leveling our minis in Warcraft Rumble. And after getting the raid announcement we got at BlizzCon, this is kind of concerning. So we're going to talk about raids in this video. We're going to talk about how that works in conjunction with this new issue we have with leveling up our minis. And we're going to talk about the leveling structure in general and what you can expect. And then what we can do to kind of combat this and make sure we are raid ready. Because raids look super fun, they look super rewarding, and we want to be sure we're in there on day one. If you like this video, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. But for right now, let's get into it. Alright, so let's start this off by talking about raids. Molten Core was announced at BlizzCon, along with a bunch of information that's going to be super helpful for us to know. So first of all, raids are a co-op mode, which is really exciting. So it's going to require to party with a player from your guild. This is kind of a double-edged sword. So here's the thing. You're going to want to be in a guild that is like-minded to you. That is, how hardcore are you as a player? What's your spending like? Or maybe you just don't care. Just take what you can get. And that's probably the healthier way to do things. But that's kind of a mobile gaming industry standard. They want people that spend alike to be together. They want people that play alike to be together. And it's kind of counter-friend stuff. But we also don't know a lot about what's going on with raids. Maybe Blizzard is going to buck that trend in the industry. We will have to wait and see. Next thing we know is that raids are going to be available for a limited time in each season. We want to make sure that we're ready for it, because as we're going to talk about, the rewards look crazy. Each wing is going to host 2 raid bosses and come with unique rewards. Molten Core is going to be split into 3 wings and a final boss. The expectation for Molten Core, I guess this is their way of saying the recommendations, is going to be the first wing is at level 26, the second is at 27, the third is at 28, and then the boss encounter, I suppose, will be at level 29. Now, if you've been working down your heroic campaigns, you know how difficult it scales. Doing level deficit punch ups into these campaign nodes right now is extremely difficult. We don't know what's going to happen when it comes to raids. We don't know what having that additional player in the co-op mode is going to change things. So we need to wait and see, I suppose. But my guess is that we don't want to be punching up more than 1 level. Luckily, raids will help us kind of shorten that gap. So I'm not going to talk about the wings here because I don't know how to pronounce those boss names. You guys are going to clown on me, rightfully so, but I'm going to avoid that for right now. We need to consider which leaders to bring in. I think this is their big hint, telling us like, hey, some leaders are built differently than others, so be careful. Maybe you don't want to be maxing out Chargla the Awful to take her into raids. Each wing delivers powerful and unique rewards. Clearing the first wing will unlock a boost slot for an army of your choice. I have no idea what boost slot means because later they're going to talk about a platinum slot which builds into our army. Maybe a boost slot is like an additional mini that you could use, so you can have 7 minis instead of 6. That could be a cool idea. We'll have to wait and see. I missed BlizzCon, so if they talked about that, let me know in the comment section below what that means. Clearing Wing 2 will reward you with a legendary tome. This is going to be a big burst of experience. As we'll talk about later in this video, that's going to be very much needed. Who knows how much experience it's going to be, though. We're going to have to wait and see. And then Wing 3 is going to be a legendary core. Legendary cores right now are non-existent in the game. There is 1 legendary core that you can earn through getting 150 sigils, which is to beat the normal campaign and the heroic campaign. I've spent quite a bit. I'm in the last 2 zones for the heroic campaign, and with no end in sight right now, because as we're talking about, I just reached a screeching halt on leveling my minis, and punching up into these nodes is an absolute nightmare. So for every 2 raid bosses brought down, players will earn Valor that can be used to upgrade their gold army slots to a platinum slot. I'm supposing that this is going to increase that army slot's level by an additional 1. That's the only way it makes sense, right? So this will be a way to help us kind of combat this leveling issue, I suppose. So we really want to make sure that we could get down 2 raid bosses. I think this is really exciting. This whole raid feature sounds dope. And here's the thing, guys. The final reward for defeating Ragnaros is adding him to your leader collection and additional stars. And they've already said he comes with unique mechanics. He might be our first overpowered, above the rest leader. Like Baron Rivendare, he's kind of there right now, but maybe Ragnaros is going to come and just squash the debate. He's going to be the 3rd Blackrock leader, I would suppose. So we want to get him unlocked. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's what we know. This is the worry, right? It's this level 26, 27, and so on. And then it's unlocking Ragnaros along with these great rewards, increasing our army slot levels, whatever this booster slot is, and legendary tomes to help us with the experience issue we're about to talk about. Raids look very rewarding, so we want to be ready for them. let's go talk about the Screeching Halt to leveling and the leveling structure in general. There is like a common misconception when it comes to the leveling structure in Warcraft Rumble. I just want to dead that now and get everything out in the open. So your minis level is determined by their experience, their leader army upgrades, their rarity, and their talents. That is the 4, with a maximum of 30 levels available currently. Your experience is going to get you 20 out of those 30. Your army upgrades are going to get you 3 levels. Let's show that in game real quick. So if I go open up the game, you'll see on my Ren deck, I have bronze borders around my characters, I have silver border around my characters, and I have gold borders. The bronze gets me 1 of those 3 levels, the silver gets me 2 of those 3 levels, and the gold gets me 3 of those levels. And obviously you need to work your way through the dungeons to go from bronze to silver to gold. All right, and now let's get rid of that. The rarity is then going to be worth 4 levels. Again, I can open up the game. Let me find a character that is still common. Here I got my skeletons. This is what they start at when you just unlock them, okay? You get no additional levels here. This is just the unlock. Then it goes up to green, which is uncommon. It then goes to blue, which is rare. That's going to get you 2 levels total. And then finally, I do have some purple characters. Here we go with the Huntress. This is going to get me 3 levels, and I have no legendary characters. Because once again, if I go to the sigils, you'll see that legendary core is only available once we get 150 of those sigils earned. Even someone like me who spent a lot of money, I still have a lot of work to do on this heroic campaign. I got 2 nodes in 2 zones, then I have the full zones left. And if we're looking at these, they're already demanding quite high levels, right? We're going to need to be about level 26 to beat that Blackrock, doing it on a punch across. So that's going to be very, very interesting. Let me dead this screen for a second so we can talk about talents now. Each talent you own is going to be worth 1 additional level, and that obviously feeds from the rarity system. So let's start our conversation off there. The rarity system, so there's 4 tiers. We talked about that: uncommon, rare, epic, legendary. The legendary is kind of off the table, right? Let's talk about the gold cost and how it works to actually increase the rarity. So the base unlock is going to cost you, it could cost you 0, right? Like you could be getting the unlock through the sigil system, the characters that you start with already, right? Obviously they start unlocked. So we're just going to talk about in averages here. So let's talk about a character you never see in the sigils, but happens to be one of the characters you want to bring. So a mini's gold cost is going to start at 90 for the unlock and a leader for 120. That gets you 0 total level increase. Bringing them to uncommon, you need to get 3 stars in them. That's going to cost you 270 for a mini, 360 for a leader. That gets you 1 gold increase. And this is cumulative, right? You got to add that 90 to that 270 and then so on. Rare, 10 stars, 900 for a mini, 1200 for a leader. That's a total of 2 level increase. And the epic, then you need 25 stars. That's 2250 gold for a mini, 3000 for a leader, and that's going to get you 3 stars total. And then legendary, don't even worry about it because you can't get those legendary cores yet. But there is an added benefit to that, right? Every single time you increase the rarity, you can then get an additional talent for that leader. So basically for every rarity you increase, you're gaining 2 levels because that's how you gate it by talents. The talents at 250 gold. Yes, you want to be careful which talents you take because that's important. But once you're doing that epic push, then it's just an automatic buy because that's a level on your mini. And the end game levels, as we're going to talk about, are super, super valuable. But let's talk total gold costs here. So on average, let's talk about the grid for just 1 second. So if we open up the grid here, we'll see that right now I just have the base grid. We got 90 gold for these regular minis. We got 250 gold for talent. I don't have a leader in here right now. And I don't have uncommon drops in here, rare drops, or epic drops. When you see a green border, you're technically saving 90 gold if it's just a regular mini, or 120 gold if it's a leader. You're getting 1 additional star. Same with blue, it's going to cost you 900, and it's like an auto upgrade. So you're actually going to be saving, I believe you're saving the whole 360 from going from unlock to blue, if you happen to see that. Those are rare, those are lucky. I don't want to take that into account because it doesn't seem to make much sense, right? And obviously we can expedite this if we buy character shards or whatever else you guys are doing to push your account. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the free-to-play and kind of the arc-like booster scenario for people. So the total gold to go from unlock to epic, absent sigils, absent everything you guys are going to bring up in the comment sections. I know this is an exaggerated number somewhat. It's not too exaggerated. So for minis, it's going to be 4,260 gold, and for leaders, it's going to be 5,430 gold. You do get a good burst of gold from your campaigns and your heroic campaigns, right? Every single time you beat a heroic campaign with all 5 families, you do get 300 gold. that wraps up pretty quickly. Again, if I go to my roster real quick, you'll see I have a lot of rares. I have a buttload of uncommon, and I have, I think, 4 or 5 epics total. I've spent quite a bit of money though. I think I'm a very unique situation as a content creator. I wanted to make content, so I did dump money into the game so I can get a little further ahead and be able to create guides and do all that kind of stuff, right? And so I can share this experience with you right now. Getting to those positions is very difficult. Getting a character to epic, leaning in on the grid, which is of course RNG spawning of your characters. Some characters may not even be in the grid. You may want to get Blizzard right now. It's broken for whatever reason, or maybe they want to rebalance it, so they took it out of the grid so people can't get it higher. So there's RNG in that, and just the gold cost itself is obviously very extravagant. 5,400 gold is a lot of gold. So in Blizzard money, if we scroll down, 5,400 gold is about $60, but that takes away all the RNG from the grid. It's like if you could just buy exactly the mini you want for $62. This is Canadian price, and I believe that's 50 American if I'm not mistaken. Then I guess it wouldn't be so bad. Not that you would spend the money, but that you could tunnel all your gold onto one character. But you can't do that. So I think a realistic idea here is that the ideal minis you are going to have available to even be part of the raid are going to be rare levels, okay? Which means we're going to be leaning big time into the experience function of the leveling system, which has absolutely huge downfalls. The experience needed for your characters as you level grows really fast, okay? So all the way up to about level 15, it's only going to cost 6,500 experience. But then there's a huge jump to 12, and then a huge jump to 25, 50, 100, and 200,000. And just to put that into a little bit more perspective, you saw what my account is like. You saw all the rares, you saw the uncommons, you even saw some epics. Our collection level doesn't keep up with the experience needed. Let's talk about collection level real quick. Each account does have a collection level associated with it. You progress by unlocking minis and then increasing their rarity and their experience level. You don't get extra collection level when you buy a talent. That's not how that works. Or by doing army upgrades, that's not how that works. The collection level affects your experience gained from new units preloaded, quests, tomes, and boosts. Basically, all your passive experience gained. We saw that 200,000 for the level 20 on the experience front, so that helps us get there a bit quicker. Okay, so to increase your collection level, you need to collect 50 points, and that's earned through unlocking minis, which is worth 5, and increasing mini rarity, which is worth 5, and each mini experience level is going to give you 1 point. Let's go in-game real quick, and I'll show you what my current collection level looks like. I'm level 39, and this is the amount of experience I'm getting. So a new unit is coming preloaded with 5,200. That gets me, I think, to like level 12 when you add it all together. New quests are going to give me plus 79. Modest tomes 400. And in practice, what that looks like is this. This is a blue quest right now, so it's times 3. It's giving me 285 total. If you need 12,000 or you need 25,000, 300 experience is a drop in the bucket because you also need to win this, right? The better way to get experience is going to be through PvP, getting wins if you're good at PvP. That gets me about 190 experience at my current level. But here's the thing. For me to upgrade any rarity at this point costs me a lot, right? Because I'm going from uncommon to rare on about 30%, and then I'm going from rare to epic on the 70% of my roster, which I can't do because you don't have enough epic cores anyway. So your collection level does not keep up with the amount of experience needed, and that is a big problem. So let's look at it from the regular player's perspective. Once again, if we go and we talk about the rarity system, let's say everybody's going to be getting rare characters for the ones they're trying to bring into the raid situations. That's going to give you 2 levels for getting them to rare, plus 2 levels additionally for getting their talents. That's 4 levels total. You're going to be a badass because you're going to follow my guides. You're going to get the 3 levels from the dungeon system. That's giving you 7 levels total. And if we look back at that raid guide, whatever, the raid recommendation-ish that they said, level 26, level 27, level 28. So we're going to shave off 7 levels. So you need level 19 through the experience system. Level 18, maybe if you want to try punching up. But again, if you've done the heroic campaign, you know punching up can be a big pain in the butt. a big pain. So we're looking at that 50,000, 100,000 experience, and you're not spending like I did, so your collection level isn't like cushioning that blow nearly as much as mine. And also, I'll tell you, my daily tomes, I'm getting like 460 or something like that. So that's nice, but it's also dropping the bucket, and it's RNG. So how can we fight against that? Well, that's the question, isn't it? And that's the question we sought out to answer in this video. So here are my final recommendations to get your characters raid ready as free to play as possible. So the first things first, unlock all your minis and level all of them to 15 through the experience portion of the leveling system. That is, you want to get all your minis to the point where they no longer need 6,500 experience, they need that 12,000 experience, but don't try and mass level everybody past that. That is a crack and whale thing that, you know, psychopaths like me are doing. That's too much of a time investment. After that, you want to mass upgrade your roster to uncommon and not past that. You saw mine, how I had a bunch of blue, a bunch of rare, I had a couple epics. You don't want to do that. That's not sustainable on the budget of a free-to-play character. Even if you're clearing all the heroic campaigns, it's just not realistic. So get them to uncommon. I promise you that upgrading your collection level, it's very beneficial to a point, and then it just becomes a grind, okay? Get your desired minis that you want to use in the raids to rare, and get those 2 talents. That's 4 levels total, right? Work towards those favorite minis as epic. After that, obviously you're at the mercy of the grid there, and for the most part, you're probably not going to have any epic characters ready unless they get put in a season where we're getting, you know, 10 stars, I believe, for the first portion, and you can get some from the PvP system. Unless there's something like that, or you get super lucky on your sigils and you're able to just spam one certain character, then you can get it. But 25 is a lot. It's a lot to get somebody all the way up there. And here comes the fun part, right? Well, the fun part. Choose about 10 minis, about 3 leaders, and start focusing everything on them. Pick your raid partner and coordinate with them. Make sure you have some good strategy, some good synergy between whatever you're going to bring, whatever they're going to bring. Obviously, we don't know what raids have in store. We don't know what the strategy will be there. We don't know if certain leaders are going to be OP or not. But you can't really wait. You got to get the experience on them now because it is a time-gated thing to get this experience done. I'm hopefully going to be like contacting some other content creators, maybe do some collabs for YouTube. I've gotten in touch with some of them, and I think that'd be a lot of fun, and start cross-contaminating the communities. That's always a good thing to do for mobile games. And after that, tunnel all passive experience gains into your raid units. For me, I have my trinity, right? I have my whelplings, my save pilot, and my quillbore. I love them. I use them everywhere. I will continue to do so even in PvP when they're not ideal. I'll still use them, so if I do win, there's the off chance where they're going to get the experience, because I want them to be leveled, if not over-leveled, for this raid, because I'm super excited about raids. They seem like so much fun. And then when raids do come, compensate for the difficulty increase with the coming Valor system. They said that after beating 2 bosses, you're going to get Valor points, which you can use to upgrade your gold army slots to platinum slots. And that'll decrease the amount of experience you need. Because once we get to that 12,000, 25, 50,000 mark, it gets really, really intense to go past that. And if we are increasing the our raid progression, going through the wings, we're going to need that free level. That's going to be very, very instrumental. Just like World of Warcraft, we get in, we do the raids, we steadily get better gear, and we're able to go from there. That's going to be it, guys. I hope you're as excited for raids as I am. They seem super fun, but it is a monumental task to get ready. Here's the good news, though. We don't know when raids are going to come. It might be a month from now. It might be 2 months from now. Hopefully, we'll have word on that soon. I kind of envision it being about a month and a half from now. But I know the amount of progress I've made from playing in the beta and then from spending has gotten me to the point where I'm still not ready. So I do think you need to start keeping your eye out on getting your raid minis ready. All right? Anyways, if you did like this video, please like, share, and subscribe it. I'll see you guys in the next one, and have fun playing Warcraft Rumble. Check me out on Twitch. Check out the YouTube channel, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.